By 9:30.
Travis, you good? Yeah. I'm good. I've been good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the regular scheduled meeting, City of Griffin Board of Commissioners, May 25. We'll begin by pledge being led by Commissioner Brock and invocation by Commissioner Tinsley. Please rise.
Please join me in turning to your
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we're here today to ask for your blessings and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interests of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
We have the agenda as presented tonight. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Tinsley with the motion, Ms. Murray with the second. All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 7-0. First item tonight under presentations and delegations, presentation of water top op awards to Matt Jones 2021 and Eugene Butch Richardson 2020 by Mike Thomas of the Georgia Association of Water Professionals. Dr. Keller is going to make the
introduction. Mike Thomas is. I'm just going to introduce Mike. Mike used to be the executive director of the Clayton County Water Authority. He's been in the profession for a long time. He was president of GAWP during his tenure. He's probably one of the top water professionals in the state. He is now with the staff at GAWP. Mike's been a good friend, helped me through a drought. Well, we helped each other through a drought, swapping water. And so I'll let Mike do what he's got to do, but this is Mike Thomas, and he's really good.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you for having me tonight. I represent thousands of water professionals across the state of Georgia. You know, and most of the time when we think about essential personnel, we don't always think about our water and wastewater folks. But just like fire and police, these guys work shifts. They got a 24/7 operation. You know, every time you raise a handle on the faucet, 99.9% of the time, the water comes out, it's clean. So I really appreciate, you know, as a former utility director, what these guys do. You know, on Christmas, July the 4th, they're at work doing their job, providing good, clean, safe drinking water. So tonight we have several awards programs, which I know Griffin is used to participating in and being honored by those awards programs. And this is no different. We recognize the top operators in 8 districts across the state. Griffin's in District 4. A lot of good utilities in District 4 that you have to compete with. But to become the top operator, they also have to be nominated by their superiors. So number one, it shows that their superiors respect the work they do, but it also shows that their peers respect the work they do. Things like just showing attention to detail. These operators, they're part chemist, they're part mechanic, they're part biologist. They have to have a lot of skills to operate water and wastewater plants. We do want to recognize from last year during COVID, when we couldn't be with you, you had a top operator in 2020, Mr. Eugene Butch Richardson received that award. He couldn't be with us tonight. But tonight we have Matt Jones. Matt is the top op for District 4 in 2021. I've enjoyed getting to know him through our Leadership Academy, so he's also working on his leadership skills, which is always a good thing. But they brought attention to the fact that he's always there, very dependable. Attention, like I say, the attention to detail is very important. I know, you know, one little thing can go wrong and really get you in trouble on the water side. So these guys, have to be there every day and be paying attention. And again, like I say, he's being recognized amongst all his peers throughout District 4, so it's quite an honor. So congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
on that.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your service to our community and to the state of Georgia. Moving into citizens' comments, at this time, the mayor opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to the concern of the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. The mayor reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. With that being said, is there anybody on my left side like to come before the board? Is there anybody on my right side? Moving on into public hearings. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comment on specific advertised issues such as rezoning, ordinance, policy development, operating budgets, or other legislative actions to be considered by the city commission. First item is receive comments regarding proposed budget for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022. City Manager Jessica O'Connor will address.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. As you heard this morning, we have prepared our budget for fiscal year 21-22. That is our capital and operating budgets for both general funds and enterprise funds. We have advertised public hearings beginning on Thursday, May 13th, and we'll advertise another one next week for adoption on the 8th. This is our first public hearing tonight in which people are able to comment if needed. And we will also have a second public hearing on the evening of June 8th. There wasn't any discussion that needed to take place. It seemed as though this morning on the June 8th meeting, so we'll put it on the night meeting unless I hear otherwise. And we can approve the budget at that time. It has also been printed in my office since Friday, May 14th, and has been online as a link as well for the public. And we have received no comments from the public in the office or via email.
Are there any comments or questions from commissioners? This is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to come before the board to ask any questions, make statements, or concerns? Okay. Moving into item 3, receive comments regarding a request for variance from Kevin McCormick at Griffin Ministries to reduce the minimum lot size in the NDR zoning district at 113 and 115 Crawford Street. Planning and Development Director Chad Jacobs will address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What you have before you this evening is a request to combine two non-conforming parcels that are currently 0.08 acres in size into one 0.16 acre tract. This falls just short of the MDR requirement of a minimum lot size of 0.25. Staff is recommending approval of this. Once combined, the applicant will develop a residential dwelling on the property.
Any questions or
Any
comments?
questions?
Or commission? This is a public hearing.
I don't know whether I want to comment or not, but I have been against this since I came on this board 7 years ago. The smaller they are, the bigger groups they have, you reach one window from another. No, so I'm not in favor of anything of that nature. I don't know where you come from with that kind of thing.
Anything else from the board? This is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience like to come before the board to make comments? Come forward and please state your name and address. Please, sir.
I'm Kevin McCormick, the Griffin Ministry. Need my address also?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
110 Brookfield Court, Tyrone, Georgia. The reason we've owned half one of these lots, we purchased the other one. The other lots on this road will be the same size. We already have 5 homes on that one short street already. There's at least 25 feet between the homes. It basically is going to be the same home that we built it already. A little outside difference to make it look different than the other ones. But again, as I said, This would be 3 homes in a row, one across the street, one down the street, one at the corner. Since we've been down here, this will be our 19th home in the Fairmont community within a 3-block radius. And just for a quick note, this year we've had 4 kids graduate from high school. All 4 are going to college of our homeowners. Another young lady, mother of 2 sets of twins, single mom, has just got her degree and is working as a X-ray technician at the hospital. Our community works. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. And this is a public hearing. Is there anybody else in the audience like to come before the board? Moving into item 4, receive comment regarding a request for variance from Mark Knight to reduce the landscape border requirements for parking lot in the TCD zoning district at 804 West Taylor Street. And before you begin, Mr. Chad, just need to disclose that I represent the owner of the property as an insurance agent, just for the record. Please.
So this is a request to, within Article 9, I believe it is, there's a requirement that there's a 10-foot landscape strip requirement that's adjacent to the right-of-way. This is a request to reduce that 10-foot landscape strip down to 5 feet. They're going to redevelop the property, and they're in the process of acquiring some additional land off of 14th, working that out with GDOT. And in order for them to comply with our parking lot requirements for the number of spaces, they're going to need this additional 5 feet along that stretch along 14th. So staff is recommending approval of this request, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
I do have a question. The reduction is, just so that I understand, is off of the, off of the 14th Street side. Okay, I wanted to, I thought I understood that from reading it, but I just wanted to verify.
So it'll still be a landscape strip, planted accordingly, but it's just going from 10 to 5.
So if they do acquire additional property, and I guess as if it became a part of this project, would whatever we pass tonight then apply?
They're going to still need it. This is assuming acquisition of that additional property, and so that in order to comply with everything else, they need this 5 feet.
Okay,
Yes,
so, but this would extend to the property that is not yet acquired, but would be added, I guess, to this parcel for this project. Okay.
And right now on 14th Street, there actually is no green strip. It's just straight in.
It's
Parking and ain't parking there, so it actually would add additional green
side of the
space.
building. Yeah.
Any other questions from the board? This is a public hearing with the applicant or anybody like to come before the board?
Well, I just have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
But you can come on up, but, because I just have a question. I remember, this is personal experience, I remember the accessing the property. Know that there's a driveway off of 14th Street. Do you know if they intend to maintain that, or if the only access will be off of Taylor?
The current design that we have seen, it would be off of Taylor. Actually, there would, in parallel at 14th would kind of be where the drive-through portion would be on the structure. It'd be a restaurant.
Can I clarify that?
Sure, yeah, that'd be great.
There will
The
be,
address for the record.
Mark Knight, 717 East College Street. To clarify that, there will be access both from Taylor Street as well as the current access off of 14th in the current rear of the building.
Okay. I'm looking at this. Gotcha, okay, this is your name. All right, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I'm all fixed that yet.
Can you please state your name and address for the record?
Yes, Roger Brandt, 325 Ruby Forest Parkway, Suwanee, Georgia. I'm the site planner for this proposed development. I have a site plan, I believe this is the same one that y'all have received, okay. So the nature of the development is, a retail restaurant use consistent with the zoning, with the intent of the downtown district. We understand and are respecting all of the city's codes and guidelines, but the size and configuration of this parcel at less than half an acre is very, creates some challenges as far as modern types of developments. And so we are requesting this, but we're concurrently also, the property owner is requesting in addition to our variance, that abandonment of right-of-way. Our goal is to clean up that strip, which is now sort of a de facto on-street pseudo public-private parking area. And so we will actually end up having at least 10 feet of landscaping between the road and the parking lot. It's just, we're gonna basically sod the right-of-way or otherwise treat it if at the direction of the city. But we plan to sod the right-of-way and then provide the landscape strip with all the required plantings. We're not asking for any reduction in landscape materials. It's going to meet the standards of the city as far as landscape. So it's just the dimensional requirement of 10 to 5 is our challenge because of this. I'm happy to answer any questions related to planning and engineering.
Any questions from the board? Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, this is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience like to come before the board to speak on the matter? Chad, you're good? Good. Thank you. Moving into the consent agenda, we take items 5 through 8. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Mrs. Murray with a motion. Mr. Tinsley with a second. All in favor of the consent agenda, please raise your hand. 7-0. Moving into item 9, consider minutes of the Griffin Board of Commissioners special called joint meeting in Spalding County in the cities of Orchard Hill and Sunnyside on May 6th. Commissioners Murray and Tinsley were absent. Do we have a motion to approve these minutes? Mr. McCord with a motion.
Second.
Mrs. Ward with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 2 abstentions, 5-0-2. Commissioner Murray and Tinsley abstaining. Moving into item 10, consider minutes of May 11, 2021 regular meeting of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Brock and Tinsley were absent. Do we have a motion to approve? Mr. McCord with a motion. Mrs. Murray with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. Be a 5-0 with Commissioner Brock and Tinsley abstaining. Item 11, consider minutes of the Griffin Board of Commissioners special call joint meeting with Spalding County in the cities of Orchard Hill and Sunnyside on May 13th. Commissioner Tinsley was absent. Do we have a motion to approve? Mrs. Ward with a motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Brock. All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0-1 with Commissioner Tinsley abstaining. Moving into item 12, consider a variance request from Kevin McCormick and Square Foot Ministry to reduce the minimum lot size in the MDR zoning district at 113 and 115 Crawford Street.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. McCord with a motion, Mrs. Flowers with a second. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. All against, like sign. 6-1 with Mr. Brock voting against.
Thank you again, Mr. McCormick.
Thank you, sir. Item 13, consider variance request from Mark Knight to reduce the landscape border requirements for the parking lot in the PCD zoning district at 804 West Taylor Street.
So moved.
Mr. Tinsley with a motion. Is it Ms. Murray with a second?
Mhm.
Oh, Ms. Murray with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Thank you all for your willingness to invest in Griffin. Item 14, consider purchase of a cybersecurity posture review of the City of Griffin's network system, critical infrastructure, and other cyber assets from Georgia State contract in the amount of $17,600. A motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Mrs. Ward with a motion. Mr. Tinsley with a
Question.
second. You got a question from Ms. Flowers?
How often are we supposed to get this done?
There's nothing that requires us to do it. We're doing this on our own accord, but we are looking at a follow-up cybersecurity penetration test after we have this audit. That way we have a chance to prepare ourselves and we know, what cyber assets actually need to be protected.
Right, well, I guess that's why I asked, because obviously this is kind of the hot button issue, so I didn't know if this was like a,
To my knowledge, we are not beholden to any sort of NERC requirements or any other NIST requirements or federal requirements to shore up our systems.
okay.
We have a motion, Ms. Ward, second by Mr. Tinsley. All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Item 15, consider a lease agreement with Sharp Business Systems and Great American Financial Services Corporation, best responsive bidder for multifunction printers for the combined monthly cost of $2,930.17, plus usage as defined by click charges, or $35,162.04 per year plus usage. Is that Ms. Ward?
Yes.
Ms. Ward with a motion,
Second.
second by Mrs. Murray.
Question,
Question by Ms. Flowers.
obviously this says usage is defined by click charges, but what is a click charge?
Every time we print something to paper,
Okay, print or copy, or is it just?
that's click.
Okay, so anytime a piece of paper comes out of the machine,
Correct.
that's click.
That's an imprint, yes.
Okay, so am I understanding that even though we're saying 35,000 a year, it doesn't actually cost that, it costs more? Obviously, if it's plus usage, like what's the actual cost?
The cost per click is gonna vary, whether it's color or black and white.
Mhm.
So there's the pricing differential. I'll pull that up. That's actually in the document.
I guess I'm just kind of looking for a rough estimate of what it's gonna actually cost us.
About that. So about $20,000-$30,000, 35 is a good guess.
That's inclusive of the
Yes.
usage?
No, that's in addition to.
Okay, so roughly 70.
In aggregate, yes.
Okay.
Because you have the lease of the equipment,
Mhm.
and then you have the part that runs to the machine, the paper
That's
piece.
a real solid hustle, but, okay. Okay, I mean, I'm okay with it, I just wanted to know.
Right.
That's it, that's all the questions I have.
Anything else? We have a motion, Ms. Ward, a second by Ms. Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 16, consider resolution to amend the city of Griffin fiscal year 2021 operating capital budget in the amount of $29,632 in the general fund for human resources operating revenues and $29,632 in operating supplies for the purchase of health incentive awards. Pleasure of the board. Mrs. Murray with a motion.
Is this not something that we was budgeted for? Something new?
They just moving the money over because we didn't spend it.
I'm saying the money was already there.
No, it wasn't in this case.
What is a health incentive award? No, this is coming from Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay, well, we need to have a second if we're gonna.
Oh, sorry.
We have Murray with a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it for this.
Thank you, Ms. Ward. We move on into discussion. Thank you. Go ahead. Ms.
All right, so the Anthem program had a health and wellness incentive component to it, and Stephanie Woods was active in procuring that benefit back to the city, and they saw that we were getting ready to jump ship. They turned around and they gave us that $29,000. What we'd like to do is encourage the continued testing and evaluations and reward those employees who do follow up, because that does avert the additional healthcare costs.
We've
So-
done this program for what, 10 years maybe, or?
Well, we've done the screenings, right, we've done the screenings, but now the healthcare provider gave us an additional incentive to do that.
Okay, so I think that's what I meant by the money was already, this is not anything, like they gave us the money and then we're reappropriating it,
Correct.
as opposed to us just incurring the cost.
They gave us a check,
Right, and then we're just deciding to use it
right, we're just doing,
similarly but somewhere else.
correct, it's the same thing as adopting a budget. Show me the money, money comes in, we allocate it.
Okay, then the question that I had was, what kind of marketing material, marketing item?
There are some chairs that she's looking at, that Ms. Woods is looking at, that have the City of Griffin imprint, the logo on it, and it has a fold-out table that comes with that.
Okay, something actually worth having.
Yes, it's a camping chair is what we're looking at.
Okay, I didn't know if y'all was gonna be giving out pencils.
No, no.
I just wanted to make sure. I felt like that was gonna be a little
It's a tough stool for Dr. Keller.
And no squishy things to throw.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to make sure, because I'm like, that's not gonna make me go and get a wellness exam, because y'all are gonna give me a free t-shirt.
No, I've actually sat in another chair, and it's actually pretty comfortable.
Or an Aflac does.
Right, okay. As long as we're spending the money on something substantive, I'm cool with that.
We have a motion, Ms. Murray, and second by
I did.
Ward. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Schwab. Item 16, consider approval of travel and registration for Commissioners McCord, Reed, Ward, Brock, Tinsley, Murray, Flowers, and Holberg to attend the MEAG Power Annual Meeting July 12th through 14th, 2021.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. McCord with a motion, Ms. Murray with a second. All in favor, please signal by raise your hand. 7-0. And on this last, just for disclosure, the Cardinal Group LLC, I represent them as their insurance agent. Consider a sale of 0.05 acres of land located at the corner of Edibell Street and Will Street, parcel ID number 026-08002 to Cardinal Group LLC, abutting property owner in the amount of $8,712.
Is the group local?
The family was local.
Second.
Is the group buying it local?
They're adding it to an existing parcel that they own.
Question. Ask him.
So we got a motion from
From Ms. Murray, I second.
Ms.
Okay.
Murray, second by McCord.
Based on this picture, we selling them a piece of the parking lot, right?
We're selling a very small 0.05 acre
Right.
strip of something that.
But it looks like it's, on the picture, it looks like it's
I really
inside.
think this is something left over from where the city acquired land from the hospital
Uh-huh,
back in the 1950s. Adabelle Street was built at that time. It's on the south side of the right-of-way of Adabelle. It borders Adabelle Street. This is the first lot south of Will Street. You know where Will Street is there?
mm-hmm.
It's that first lot, and there's about 20, I think it's 23 feet or something of frontage in fee simple owned by the city. Then the Newton family owned the lot next to that lot, and there's a medical office on it. For some reason, they've had a driveway across it all these years,
Right.
and it looks like they've landscaped it out there. I rode by and looked at it, and it, you know, for some reason, it's been improved, and I don't know if the city's ever given any permission to anybody to improve it, but I thought it was part of that lot the whole time, but I had not, you know, seen the title on it.
Okay, because yeah, that's what I think on this picture, there's definitely striped parking spaces, so that's what I'm saying, essentially, it is ours, but that's what we're selling to them, is the parking.
Yeah, I think they've been using it for years.
Okay,
And if
So
you'll
we're selling
see-
it to whoever's using it.
Right,
What-
and if you'll notice.
Would there be a better use for it?
I'm sorry?
Would there be a better use for it than just, I don't think so. That's it, let's do it.
We've checked, make sure we didn't have any utilities buried in there, and we have nothing on it on the surface, we have nothing under it, according to all of our utilities. So I don't know why we've held on to it all these years, frankly.
You didn't know it was there.
Probably didn't.
You also have a new copy of the contract in front of you that was printed to give to you. We had it in the agenda, and we initially agreed to $1,000 thinking that this is really a useless piece of property, but when you look at the tax assessed value on the tax assessor's website, it is at $8,712. We assumed that Cardinal Group would want to actually do an appraisal of that instead of paying that value, because normally a government property on the tax assessor's website is a little higher than what it's actually worth. He said, nope, I'll pay that because I want to proceed with it on Tuesday. So he's willing to pay the $8,712 because he's.
All for the question.
right.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 7-0. Moving into city manager's report.
Just very quickly, a couple reminders. Unfortunately, the District 4 GMA meeting is back on this year, but it is June 8th in Carrollton from 4:30 to 6. So we do have a commission meeting that night as well at 6. Mayor Holberg did let Mr. Jacobs from GMA know that, so I think he assumes that we will not be able to attend. Archway, don't forget, is still tentatively scheduled for August 19th and 20th, which is a Thursday and Friday. And finally, a MEAG reminder, you will receive, let me make sure I get this right, a duty of care agreement and waiver because you have all been registered to attend MEAG. Every adult that is on that registration will have to sign a duty of care. This is COVID related to say that we understand what the risk is there. GMA registration is June 8th. You should have those registration documents at your desk now. Please fill them out and get them back to Ms. Bartholomew as soon as you can. And then one last thing. Unfortunately, this morning, I didn't know that I was misspeaking to you and I told you to go check out the golf course because it's beautiful. I learned this afternoon that it's not quite that way right now because we are working on overseeding the fairways in order to bring them even better looking. To do that, you first have to kill the weeds. We didn't know that a lot of the fairway was weeds, so a lot of the fairways are dead right now. So I just wanted to correct that for the record. Mr. Walker pulled me inside and said, hey, in case they go out there, they're gonna look like a liar. So
You know what?
just to put that on the record.
If that's the worst mistake you ever make is city manager, we in good shape.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
I drove through it and thought it was beautiful, so hey.
It's the best it's been in years,
Right.
best it's been.
Mr. Whalen.
Obviously not gonna go play golf after that. I have nothing.
Mr. McCord.
Speaking of the golf course, it's been doing record numbers. And it's good to see that we got play going up, golf helping out the amenity in our community. Just on a, I guess we're gonna call it sad, happy, whatever. Good friend of mine, Mr. Philip Head, his brother served on our city commission for 27 years. And he's kind of been the behind the scene head of the Triple H organization and their family. If you look at the history of Griffin, his family is mentioned all through when they talk about African Americans, Black people here in Griffin. The head name rises to the top. He is in a grave condition right now. He's under hospice care at his home out on Connolly Place. 96 years old. Just been one of my best friends. Just there's no other way I can put it. And I just ask that you guys just keep him lifted up in prayer. Keep his family lifted up in prayer, and just wish him well. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Murray.
Thank you again, everyone, for all the hard work that you do. The budget presentation this morning, Jessica, was fabulous, and appreciate all the descriptions and everything you did to answer our questions. Marcus, great job on your team. It was also an honor to be there for the LCI ribbon cutting this afternoon. Great turnout. I just remember, Dr. Keller, you were talking about 14 years ago. I remember kind of when the project started. It's kind of neat to be involved. Probably one of the first projects, maybe second, since I've been on board to see everyone actually saw the light at the end of the tunnel. So great job, and no further comments. Thank you.
Mrs. Black.
No comment.
Mrs.
Okay.
Mr. Tinsley.
Jessica did a good job on the budget. It looked really good, and I actually read it. That's all.
Mr. Brown.
Wow. Jessica, for the first year, it looks like you are gonna be a good keeper. Start we go. You did your homework, and I know it took dozens of hours to do what you did along the way. But the budget we came up with today is because of the staff and their caring for the city of Griffin, Georgia. And I think they did a great job. I mean, gosh, to balance that budget, it did balance, and that's an important thing to do. They got some areas that probably I would not have agreed with, but overall, we're rocking and rolling. And we got a guy sitting over there that's almost 70 years old, I think, close to it. It's a big part of what we do. every day in the mountain. Oh, I'm calling it the yellow shirt up there.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, yeah. But I'm telling you, I'm proud to be part of it. I really am. And I think we in the right saddle, in the right time to do some great things for the city of Griffin.
I want to remind everybody about June Jam. Our second Saturday is June 12th. Two Horton out of Barnesville is going to be playing a headliner from 8 till 10:30. Steel drum bands will be going in the morning. We're dropping 60 or 80 tons of sand, according to Mr. Walker, out on East Solomon Street under the trees. So tables are available at $125 a pop. We'll bring your chair, your picnic basket, and it's going to be a great, for the Love of Griffin celebration. Everybody back out having a good time. Again, want to echo the response about Ms. O'Connor and your team in terms of the budget you presented. Outstanding job, very proud of you. And we definitely made the right decision in letting you lead us into the future. With that being said, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Mr. McCord with the motion, second by Ms. Murray. All in favor, please.
I'm gonna try to.